Hey, this is Jay Chatfield, Loving Yourself to Life. I started watching this show on Hulu last night, and I couldn't let it go because I'm just attracted to understanding different types of trauma and where it comes from. And just in my personal research, just me, I have found out that it most of it does come, if not all, from your childhood. And I know some people say, oh, it happens in your teen years, but it happened in your teen years because it happened when you were a child. Something drew that to it. Something happened. So I know, again, people say they go to school to learn that. Go ahead. I'm just saying, you can always trace it back to even in the womb, where people will have some type of traumatic experience where they will want to resolve that throughout their whole life. And it just becomes more amplified as a teenager than it does as a child. But okay. So I don't debate with anybody. I don't argue with anybody because your belief is your belief and my knowledge is my knowledge. Uh-oh, did I just throw some shade? Okay, so watching this show, and it was this couple that grew up in a group home together, and they always leaned on each other in tough times. But something happened to where the young lady was like, I can't be with somebody that reminds me of my trauma. It wasn't for to heal it, it was to use the trauma to do something to help him. That was so interesting for me. How somebody knows your trauma and will use your trauma for their benefit. Do you guys have any examples of that? Because I am so fascinated by that. Like it I feel like I have examples, but I wanted to hear someone else's what someone else says about that. And they could never have a great functioning, great, like a relationship, because of whatever happened to her would continuously push him away. But he needed her, her trauma. He needed it. That was so interesting to me because he never had a family, so he wanted a family with her. And because she kept saying no, 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 oh, okay, you know, they were doing the same thing to each other. They just didn't know that they were doing the same thing to each other. Like she was using his trauma against like her past to say, I want to be in a relationship, but now I don't. Because she knew he would always be there. She knew he would always be there. And he knew that he could always talk her in to using her trauma to help him. And how does that become a relationship that lasts for so long? Is because they found comfort in knowing what could make their person do the certain things that they wanted to. It was a comfort because had somebody said, you know what, we're not gonna do this anymore, I'm gonna go get some healing, you know, I'm gonna go do this, that person wouldn't know what to do. That's an unknown. So that would have scared that guy. He would have been like, what just happened? Until he met someone that did not respond the way that she responded. It will cause him to face, look, I have this issue where I'm just so I need to I'm attracted to somebody that abandons me often. Cause it was like every other episode, she was like, I'm done. And he'd be like, okay. She'd come back, oh, I love you, you know? He's attracted to abandonment until you're not attracted to abandonment. And I know how that feels. She was attracted to love, but she was so scared to let someone in because of what her mom did to her. Her mom made her a prostitute when she was younger. And she would always go back to the person that hurt her, which was her mom, because she thought that was who that's who she needed. What can a child do? These are horrific things, but then you see how they play in the relationship. He was hurting her by making her relive those things. But she had to go back to the person that knew, that loved her, and it'll be like unconditional because he knew her pain. Tell me what you guys think about that. Like, how can you connect those dots to why you are attracted to the person that and you're having the turmoil in your life, this awakening in you that's saying, no, no. Find out what it is. Find out what your relationship is for. And something I tell my people who call me and they be like, I'm done. Well, find out what the relationship is for before you be like, bye. Because that relationship that you have is so significant in your growth. Now, not if you're being abused. You can go find that out over there in a safe place. But you still need to find out what the relationship that you had is. Why are you attracting this? And then why have you continued to let it go on for so long? This is Jay Chatfield, Loving Yourself to Life. As always, do something for you that only you will love. Have a love yourself day.